Welcome back guys. In today's video I will show you how I upgraded the project by creating the first version of the firmware for the ESP32. And so let's start the video. But before starting, let's do a quick recap. Basically in this series I'm building an hardware based on the Anki software that could upscale the SRS learning process. And if you want to learn more, check out the first 2 episodes of this series on YouTube. But now let's start the video and let's see the firmware of the ESP code. So right here I have the firmware for the ESP32, and as you can see I'm working with platform IO, and I think it's a valid option instead of Arduino IDE. Maybe one day I will do a comparison of the two in a video. But before going into the code, I would like to explain how the HTTP works in this project. Here you can see the code of the HTTP Flask server, that in this case is my PC. And if you remember what I've said in the past 2 episodes, basically the ESP32 will be connected to my PC with the HTTP communication, and it will receive the due cards of the day, and then the results will be sent back to my server, and then the server will manage all the SRS logic with the Anki API. And so we're going to see how they can interact with the HTTP communication and how they can send and receive the due cards and the results. As you can imagine, one method is used for sending the due cards and the other one for receiving the results. And now let's see how they work. Basically the first one will receive the Anki cards with this code that we have seen in the past episode, but there is one change, because now we have this function that will convert the array of the due cards by only using the information that we want. Basically, if you remember, the cards info get a lot of information that we don't need, and with this function we are only using the ID, front and back of the card, and so we are creating an array that contains only these 3 information, and basically we are sending this array to the ESP32. But this is a post method, because the ESP will start this function. Basically, as you can see from here, I have my ESP connected with 2 buttons, and the demo that we're going to see at the end will start when I press this button right here. The other function instead is used for the results, and it is easier to read. Basically it will receive the results and it will upload the result on the Anki software by using the Anki API and the answer cards actions, and basically it will do a for cycle for every card, and it will input the card ID and the is that has been decided in the study session on the ESP. And if you were wondering, basically these 2 functions are used for communicating with the Anki API. But now let's see the HTTP communication on the firmware of the ESP. So this code right here will receive the due cards from the first post method, and this code right here will send the results to the server. Before doing a demo, let's have a quick look to the entire firmware of the ESP32. Basically here we are including the libraries, and here we are initializing the information that we need for connecting the ESP to the Wi-Fi connection. And if you didn't know, the HTTP communication works with the Wi-Fi, because the ESP communicates with the server by using its local IP. But we are going to see it also in the demo. And here we are going to put the name and the password of the Wi-Fi. Here we are initializing the buttons, and as you can see from here, we are using the JPO pin 5 for the yellow button and the pin 6 for the red button. But before seeing these 2 functions, let's see the setup. Basically here we are initializing the serial and the 2 buttons. Then we are going to connect to the Wi-Fi with the information that were stored at the start here. Then the ESP will wait until we are going to press the yellow button. When the button will be pressed, the code will exit this while loop, and then the ESP will receive the cards from the server, because it will trigger the post method and then it will receive the cards that are stored in this string. Then it will initialize two JSON documents, both for the results and for the due cards. And basically it will start this for cycle that is the study session. Basically it will create a variable for the back, the front and the ID, and then it will print the front. Then you have to press a button to reveal the back, and then you are going to decide if you knew or didn't knew the card with the wait for study function that is similar to this function right here, but it will stop the while cycle with two buttons instead of one. And if you're going to press the yellow button, it will return 1. That means that you didn't knew the cards and you're going to redo it. And instead, if you're going to press the red buttons, that means that you knew the card and you don't have to redo it again. When the function will return a value between 1 and 4, this will be stored with the ID of the card on the JSON object for the results that we have created here. Then this JSON will be sent back with the second post method. Now we're going to see the demo. Now let's do the demo with these two cards. I've done it one before, but let's redo it with these two cards. Let's start the server. And as you can see, this will be the local IP of the PC and this will be the port for the communication. So let's boot the ESP32 and let's open the serial. So as you can see from here, it's connected to the Wi-Fi connection and we're going to start the study session. So as you can see, these are the two cards due for the day. So this is the first one and this is the second one. Let's start with the first one. We are going to reveal the back and we are going to press 1, so we didn't knew these cards. And then for the second card, we're going to press 4. And this is basically the results for today's study session. So as you can see from here, now we have only one card, because if we're going to press 4, basically the card has been studied and we are not going to repeat it. But if we are going to press 1, basically it means that we have to do it again. But now let's see the terminal of the server. Basically the first post method has triggered the study session and this is what the server has received. And the second post method, basically it was the result array that has been sent to the server. And so now you know how you can study your flashcards on an ESP32. Imagine how many people has done it. I don't think there are that many, but for the next episode I would like to set up the speakers. Thank you if you have watched all the video. Leave a like, leave a subscription if you want to see the next episode, and we're going to see on the next one.